Project Humanities does a lot of formats for bringing people together to talk, listen, and connect. We've been doing it for 14 years. In fact, next year will be our 15th anniversary, 2026. We do this through a series of programs, film screenings, conversations, panels, lectures, symposia. But we also have an annual event called Hacks for Humanity. And it is called Hacking for the Social Good. And it really does invite people from all these different backgrounds. But we also did some things that were different than in previous years. And we had our largest turnout ever. This is why this was especially nice. And I think about 300 people registered. All I know is when we were taking that final group picture, we barely had enough space to fit everybody in there. That was a good feeling. You know, we do these programs all year. We do something like 8 to 12 per semester. And we try to have a range of programs, both virtual and in person. This semester, we started with boots on the ground and the policing of the fans. Then we did another one in person at the ASU Marabella. We did a Zoom one on sacred spirituality and collective healing. Did an in-person on banned books. We did the Hacks for Humanity and one called Still Starring, Reframing Aging Women in Film. So we're very interested in how aging is portrayed in film, particularly of aging women. After that, in November, we start with the myth of meritocracy. You know, there's a lot of folks are having conversations about merit versus DEI. We literally have the person who wrote the book on the trap of meritocracy and how meritocracy may be an illusion. And then we got this fundraiser and friend raiser. I like to think that it's not just about the funds, also getting friends, and the friends will help us, raise funds. And most of our funding comes from the president's office, President Crow's office. But there are certain things that we do that don't fall under state permitted expenses. So, the university pays for the lights, they pay the salaries, they do all that. But when it comes to our outreach, for example, that has to come from philanthropic donations. And lots of people will make donations to our outreach to unsheltered folks, but stuff that doesn't get donated, that's the stuff that we have to then go out and buy, so that we can try to be personal shoppers, giving people what they want. Not everything they need, but things that they want. And so the fundraiser is in part supporting that. It also supports our undergraduate ambassadors, which is an undergraduate program where undergraduates get to do research and then have faculty members support them. Typically, it's faculty members getting a student to support them.
One of the last program that we had was a comedy show that featured local women, and it made people laugh. And they were talking about what it really is like to be a woman in a profession where you're judged by so many things other than your talent. And I love the diversity of the women who were there. They were mostly the same age, so I would like, if we do a 2.0, to make sure that we got some variation in ages. I guess what's exciting is that we're preparing for the spring, and first program that we're doing for the spring will be on saying no to people pleasing. That's a topic that many people have something to say about and have may even self-identified as a people pleaser. What does that mean when it comes to boundaries? And that it can not only happen in relationships, but also in families, also in the workplace. And I've noticed that it happens in the classroom. We'll be exploring that and have a few guests. It'll be a podcast, so people will listen to a 20-minute podcast about people pleasing, and then we'll have a conversation with a couple of other experts in the area. What also makes it unique is we don't just do in the classroom conversations, we also do the outreach. We also do the hackathon, which is Humanities doing something in that world of entrepreneurship and business. So I think part of that is the vision that we had at the beginning, which was, how do you bring people together who ordinarily wouldn't? And you create a space where people feel welcomed, but also challenged in that space. And that's been consistent for what will be 15 years, in 2026 next year.